Welcome into Gainesville here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, otherwise known as the Swamp, as the LSU Tigers and the Florida Gators get set for a very crucial SEC matchup. Hello, friends, and welcome. I'm David Roy in the booth with me tonight. My broadcast partner, Matt Pack. And Matt, both teams coming in at 3-1, LSU at 2-1 in conference, and a golden opportunity here to take control of the SEC. But Florida, they'd like to climb into the top half of the SEC here with a win here tonight.
Well, it's a pretty good matchup here of some really good defenses. As you said, they're fighting for position in the SEC right now, and Florida coming off a big win against USC last week, looking to try to keep that momentum going against a very tough LSU Tigers team.
Well, a pretty good return there by Brody Edward, as LSU will get first crack at it here offensively. And with the return, they get it out to about the 33-yard line. As Gage Youngblood, quick throw over the middle. Pass is caught by Fred Perry, and Perry will get 6 yards.
Gage Youngblood coming out on first down, slinging it, does a good job of finding Perry open the middle in the 6-yard gain.
So second down and 4 as Gage gonna keep it himself to the inside. Gage Youngblood out across midfield. He'll get 13 yards.
All right, and this is what LSU likes to do. They like to mix up the running pass. Both the Youngbloods, very talented, running the ball as well as passing for gains. So it's kind of tough offense to stop.
They get it out across midfield, slant pattern thrown, and it's a gain of 11.
Number 2 makes the tackle, the 37-yard line. First down.
Gage gonna keep it himself here as he gets 5 in a new set of down, or not quite a new set down, excuse me. He gets halfway to a new set down.
He gets halfway there, and you know, this is what LSU likes to do. They mix the run and the pass up to try to keep this Florida defense guessing.
Pistol set 4 wide. Gage the give. Colt tries to cut it out and then cuts it back upfield. He'll get 6 yards as only his first carry of the night, and it comes on the 5th play of the drive.
Yeah, that's the thing about Colt Youngblood, though. He's the kind of running back that can put 200 on you tonight if you're not careful.
Pistol set here, trips to the top of the screen. Gage with pressure in his face. He has to get it out quickly, and he does. Finding Cosmos Woods will get 3 yards.
Does a good job just getting rid of that one because the pressure is closing pretty quick. This Florida defense looked very good last week against USC. Right now, LSU is making a pretty good drive on them, though.
Gage the throw, going short over the middle, and the pass is dropped as that will fall short and incomplete.
One of those cases where he tried to take off and run before he had the ball in his hands right there. 3rd and 7 for the Tigers.
Out of the gun, 4 wide, a 2-by-2 set. Gage over the middle, pass caught. Brody Edward for the touchdown.
Well, and that's a big play right here on the opening drive for the LSU Tigers. They come in, they drive the ball right down the field on this defense and pick up a touchdown. So, you know, they mixed it up with the run and the pass. Gage, you know, mixed some option in there. It was a nice, well-rounded offensive drive. Now Florida has to see if they can answer.
7:19 to play as LSU, their opening drive. It's a pretty good one. It spans 8 plays, and they're able to get the touchdown off the throw to Brody Edwards.
It's a good drive. Again, with Florida last week, we saw that they seemed to have figured some things out on offense, and looking to continue that going with senior quarterback Matthias St. John.
So they're able to pull this off and set up what Matthias St. John has done over the past few weeks. He's been impressive. 3 games this season. He's gone over 3 touchdown passes. He's gone over 400 yards a couple of times this season. And he comes out slinging it. He'll find the tight end Oliver Bott getting 10 yards.
Bott can turn into a part of this offense. St. John will actually use a lot on early downs and also on thirds when he's trying to pick up those drive extenders.
2nd down and inches. As Matthias St. John thrown out a stiff arm, and he'll lose a yard. 3rd down now for Florida.
Dylan LeBlanc does a good job right there getting off his block and just chasing St. John down from behind. It's just good penetration by the LSU defense. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Drive that began from the 25-yard line. Matthias St. John, the pitch as Bentley Jones into the open field. He'll get 10.
He'll get 10 on that one, and he'll take a shot coming up the sideline right there. But Florida does pick up the first down. Now it gets to keep going.
Out of the gun, 4 wide, a 2-by-2 set. St. John in trouble, going out into the flats. Bentley Jones forced out of bounds as he'll get 3 yards.
That was almost a dangerous pass, but St. John put enough on it to get it to Bentley Jones quick enough where he could pick a few yards.
St. John staying in the gun, dancing around. He'll check it down, finding Doc Smith on the sideline. Unfortunately, he let Smith a little too far. He'll go out of bounds.
Doc not able to keep his feet in bounds right there. There's nothing gained on that. 3rd and 7 for the Gators.
Out across to the 47-yard line as St. John, 2 backs in the backfield flanking him. He'll go underneath for Doc Smith, and Smith will get the first down here on that angle route.
It's just a good throw right there. He leads him to where he can catch it in stride and keep his momentum going to fight forward for the first down.
Out and down inside the LSU 45-yard line. Matthias St. John looks, throws, middle of the field, pass caught. Levi Timms getting 8 yards.
And again, Matthias St. John showing no fear of this very talented LSU secondary. He's throwing right at him, and he's having success so far.
2nd and 2 as Matthias St. John, 4 wide. Quick throw, nearly picked off as Anthony Stover sat underneath.
Stover got on that one, and he's going to be seeing that one in his sleep tonight because that's 6 if he gets his hands on it.
3rd and short here for the Gators. St. John keeps it to the inside. First down, Florida.
That's a good job. Nice job running the ball by St. John to pick up the first to extend this drive. Florida eating a lot of clock right now on this drive.
St. John coming into tonight averaging just over 3.5 yards a carry. And he's been averaging about 3 yards here tonight as a quick throw, and it is knocked down.
Well, TJ King comes up and he puts the hit on him right as the ball gets there. The receiver's not able to haul it in. That's just a good job, good play by the cornerback.
2nd and 10. St. John with trips to his left, going over the middle, and the pass is knocked down. Bernie getting in there to knock it away.
Well, Bernie gets in on that side and just, again, slaps it away. Doesn't let it get anywhere. Brings up 3rd and 10.
4 wide for St. John, trying to set a halfback screen. He will. Bentley Jones slips 1, pushes, gets a yard before he stopped.
Well, I get trying to catch him with pressure right there, but there's just so much speed on this LSU defense. If you don't catch him in just like a 0-man blitz, it's probably not going to work out for you right there.
This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt, and it is good as Anthony Ammon gets his Gators on the board.
Florida comes away with 3 points. They do have to kick the long field goal. Now they need the defense to step up because last drive LSU didn't look like they were ever in any danger of not getting to the end zone.
So on the return, Brody Edler able to get it out to about the 22-yard line here for LSU, as I think back to that LSU drive, and they were very methodical in what they did, spanning about 10 plays on that drive. Very methodical, taken off of only, though, about 2 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, LSU, they weren't trying to pick it up all at once, but they did take a little bit of time off the clock. Oh.
Well, Gage is living a little dangerously. Trying to take a shot there with Stephen Fellows. Really good coverage over Fred Perry.
Fellows does a good job converging on that deep route and able to slap it out of bounds.
So pistol set here, Gage. Drops, looks, tries to tuck it and run, but he is sacked. It's a loss of 5.
Well, he gets taken down right there by Ben Smith. The big D tackle comes in and is able to drop him for a loss. 3rd and 15.
Long 3rd down here for LSU as Gage in the gun, 4 wide. And they go with a draw. Colt Youngblood able to cut to the field, and he'll get 11. So considering the length of 3rd down, that's a pretty good play.
That's a really good play. If it's 3rd and 10 right there, he picks up the first, So, they don't quite get there, but it was nice to try to switch it up, but they are going to be forced to punt. Florida's going to get the ball back with decent field position.
Bentley Jones on the return, and Jones able to get it out to about the 47-yard line. So pretty good starting field position here for a Florida team that's got to find a way to capitalize on it, and ideally for them, try to take the lead.
Well, they need to start scoring points. Obviously you don't want to settle for field goals against LSU.
Well, the way that pass went, I think they would have settled just for completing it.
Well, yeah, they would have been happy if that was someone's reach that would have the right color jersey on.
Second down and 10, 4 wide here as St. John over the middle, pass caught by Jones, and Jones look at 7. So it's a very short third down here for Florida.
That's a short third down. Anthony Stover came up and rocked it on that one. So 3rd and 3 here. Matthias St. John, he can use his legs to pick this up, or he can try to find someone open.
Let's go.
4 wide, a 2-by-2 set, a give. Jones right up the middle, and Bentley Jones will get the first down.
Yeah, just line up and run between the tackles, and that's exactly what they do there. Bentley Jones picks up the first easily.
Out to the 35-yard line of LSU as St. John looking, flips it out into the flats. Bentley Jones stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he kind of got converged on there pretty quickly. It looked like he might have some space, and then LSU just took it away.
2nd and 10. St. John over the middle, pass caught. Jones slips a tackle, and then is dropped down after only getting about 4 yards. Got wrapped up pretty quickly there. So a medium third down here for the Gators.
And did you see the arms on Malik Harris when he does that? Dude's got a trident of power going on back there.
3rd and 6, pressure coming, and he gets home. Dylan LeBlanc with a sack.
St. John thought about taking off right there, and about the time the thought crossed his mind, Dylan LeBlanc crossed the line of scrimmage and got a hold of him. Nice play there by Big Dylan to give him a long 4th down and keep him out of field goal range. Going to force Florida into punting.
Well, LeBlanc started outside and then is able to cut it back inside as with 2:38 and counting to play, that sack knocks Florida out of field goal range, and it'll force a punt out of him that bounces just barely into the end zone.
That was almost an excellent punt. It just a little too much forward momentum on it, and as it crosses the goal line now, LSU going to come out. Had a good-looking drive in the first series, and then they stalled out, pretty quickly there on their second. So, they may have to switch it up a little bit because Florida's playing good defense.
2:27 to play here. Gage throwing short. Cosmos Woods. Woods turn upfield. He'll get the first down out to about 31.
Cosmos Woods does a good job. His second catch of the night, and fighting for the first down.
Back in the pistol here is LSU. Gage looking, pressure coming, but he's going to go underneath. Woods again with a catch. He'll get it out to the 40, gain of 8.
Again, Gage Youngblood is content right now to throw underneath the Florida coverage and just pick up what he can.
2 backs in the backfield. Gage off the play fake, but he's going to flip this one out of bounds over the head of Marcellus Burney.
Well, again, it's, there's nothing there for him, so he just has to throw that one out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 2. Gage Youngblood having a little trouble here.
3rd and 2. Gage standing tall in the pocket. He's going to float it, coming back for it, and making the grab, Dominic Flores.
Well, Dominic Flores, the elite receiver, comes flying back on that little comeback type route and is able to haul it in. There are Gators around him, but nobody gets their head around and looks at the ball.
Gage pumps left, going to tuck it and run himself, though. Gets away from the defense, and Gage, with green grass in front of him, gets it out across the 30.
Well, Gage is a very strong runner for a quarterback. We've seen that. And once he gets through the line here and gets off a little bit of initial contact, as you said, Florida brought a lot of guys in pressure, didn't leave a lot of guys behind. Gage able to pick up several yards there.
Parm is catching on to your Southern accent.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Calls it a huge Southern accent.
Well, welcome to the club, man.
Gage over the middle, finding Brody Edward. Edward gets it down to the 20. 2nd and 2 now for LSU. As Gage Youngblood very efficient so far, 8 of 11.
Well, and this is what LSU looked like on the first drive. Again, they are being methodical. They're Gage Youngblood making some really good decisions throwing the ball.
Well, you will here, though. It looked tight and it looked close. Got Eggers, but Eggers couldn't hold on after he took a shot.
Eggers not able to get that because Florida was all over him. And, it's a good play by the Florida defense, bringing up another 3rd and 2.
Colt going to get the carry, and he'll get the first down inside the 15. Markham at about the 12 as Mike Middleton comes up. He'll get that stop. So 1st and 10 inside of a minute, and LSU looking to go up by, about 11 points here.
Well, if they can get it, that's what they'll have. The thing here is they've gone back to doing what they've done, and that is just mixing up their play calling.
He's going short, finding Bernie. Bernie getting it down inside the 5, 2nd down.
Marcellus Bernie, this guy's been around, seemingly forever. And we see it here. This guy, the senior, is playing, making plays on offense and defense.
Gage gonna give it to the inside. Gonna lose a yard here. Marcellus Bernie. It's 3rd and 3 now for LSU.
Again, Florida is standing tough. They're forcing them into 3rd downs. It's just they're not getting a stop on 3rd down when they need to on this drive.
Colt in the backfield. Gage going to look to throw. Pressure in his face. Going underneath. Eggers can't pull it in. 4th down.
That's just another good defensive stop there by the Florida Gators. Stephen Fellows comes up and he creates the contact, causes Eggers to have to drop that ball, forces him into a field goal.
So we have 13-yard field goal attempt for Remy Boudreau, and LSU out in front by 7.
We appreciate it, Parm, coming to us in the chat. It gives us confidence. Glad you're here. Glad you're enjoying it. Florida now, we see they're going to get the ball back now, trailing 11 points. They need to get another drive going, and they need to put 7 up.
Stephen Fellows on the return now. 3 ticks of the clock here to go in this 1st quarter. And this LSU defense been very stout. They've been very stout all season long.
Well, they're a hard team to pass on. They're a hard team to run on because what they have on the D line. They also have a very good middle linebacker in Brandon Stone. So they play just solid defense all around. Florida is going to have to play, switch things up here on offense, try to catch them slipping.
Well, Jones going short, finding Sidney Banks Jr., who turns it upfield and gets 10. But that's the end of the 1st quarter. LSU out in front by 7. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it'll open with a run for Bentley Jones, who shrugs off Marcellus Bernie, but then is stopped at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and inches.
Well, 3rd and inches here. I think you got to go back to Bentley Jones. Just feed him up the middle. Let the man pick up first.
Trips stop the screen. St. John pitches it. Jones trying to get the edge, but Bernie's going to stuff him.
Well, the quick little speed option type play there just doesn't work. And again, it's the speed of this LSU defense. They get there too quickly. The cornerback recognizes it's an option, and he comes up to play the pitch man. Able to stop him behind the marker. It's another Florida punt.
Back-to-back drives that have ended in punts for the Florida Gators. And coming into tonight, one thing that I think many, especially a lot of the new guys, don't realize is that Florida has never lost a game to LSU in their shared history together.
Yeah, it's interesting history because, these are 2 teams that LSU left and came back. Florida's been here for several seasons, and they're contenders, in the SEC a lot of years, It's just interesting when you see those little tidbits like that, LSU's beat a lot of teams, but they've never beat Florida.
LSU looking to change it here tonight in a big way as they're going to start with a give. Colt Youngblood counter run, shrugging off the Gator defense and picking up 4.
That was a counter run in 2 senses of the word. It was a designed counter run, and he countered everyone's attempt to try to tackle him, at least the first 3 or 4 guys.
So 3rd and 6 here as we reach 8-minute mark. 43 from the 43-yard line, as Gage, play fake, rolling right, throwing back across his body, and he can't hook up with Cosmos Woods. That'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it's a good stop by the Gators defense. They don't allow LSU to get any more going. They're going to get the ball back. They've got to pick things up again on offense. We were talking about this with Ohio State in the last game. Florida's got to find some kind of rhythm the way Ohio State did.
Fielding this from inside his own 20, Bentley Jones. Able to get it out to the 34-yard line.
All right, well, they'll start with decent field position here. We'll see if Matthias St. John can rally the troops here already in the 2nd.
4 wide, St. John to throw. going short, and he'll find the tight end. Bott will get about 8 yards.
Bott does a good job there on first, brings up a short second down. I'd like to see them get Malik Harris, Ty Patton, and Levi Timms involved, especially because these are some deep threat guys. The problem is this secondary doesn't give you many openings.
Get it down to the 42. St. John wide receiver screen, and that hit. The hit alone from Anthony Stover knocks it out of the hands of Levi Timms.
Well, he just dislodged it. Timms was pretty lucky he didn't actually catch that thing before he got here. That would have been a fumble.
The give. Jones trying to throw out a stiff arm, but you're not likely to stiff arm Dylan LeBlanc.
Yeah, and I don't like the play call there on third down. You know, it works some, but you've seen it a couple times that LSU is sitting on the run in these short third situations. Play action would be a good thing to go to there if you're Matthias St. John. Try to trick them into covering the run and try to hit something over the middle.
So Florida will send out their punting unit, and this punt fielded deep within LSU territory from his own 24, and he'll get it out to about the 30. That's TJ Keene on the return. Colt Youngblood not been used a lot here tonight. Only 4 carries for him so far.
Yeah, they're not running with Colt very much, and it's kind of surprising to me when you see how effective he is when he does get the ball. But Florida's defense is doing a lot to try to keep them in this game.
Gage looking, steps up into the pocket. Big hit, though, on Dominic Flores from Wyatt King as he can't hold on.
Well, Wyatt King comes in and just lays the lumber there. He's not going to allow him to make that catch. Very defensive game here early in the second quarter.
It was Bernard Frazier the third. One of these 2 hard-hitting middle linebackers came up with it as they go to Colt Youngblood. Youngblood up the middle is going to get 3 as Matt so far a battle between 2 really good defenses.
This is just it. Nothing's being given up easy. They're not going to let you have much. Long third down for the Tigers here.
4 wide. Gage trying to set the screen here. Colt cutting it to the inside, gets it back to the edge. Steps out just short of the first down now.
Just ran out of running room right there. And kind of surprised he didn't try to power his way through there. Maybe he thought he was a little further upfield than he was.
So Florida's defense, rather, forcing a punt here. And this punt angled towards the sideline. We'll see where they end up spotting it as the Gators only down by 7 in a very tightly contested matchup.
Again, Florida is very much in this game. They've got to find a way to get moving on offense, though. That's their problem right now.
St. John to throw, pressure coming, long throw, and he'll find Timms for their second connection of the night. He'll get 6 yards.
And the biggest thing is you've got to loosen this defense up a little bit.
Take another look at this to see whether or not Timms stayed in bounds when he caught it.
I'm not sure he's there.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So they are going to call it an incomplete pass. I mean, there's only 1 catch for Levi Timms here tonight. Now, last season, Levi Timms had just been activated after serving a 2-game suspension. He had 1 catch against LSU, and it was 1 catch that mattered. He went 74 yards for the game-winning touchdown against the Tigers, as here's Sidney Banks Jr. coming up with a yard.
That's kind of what Levi Timms has done, though. He's kind of made a career out of making these long touchdown catches, finding ways to get behind the defense.
Well, he's having a tough time doing so here tonight, as are all the Florida wide receivers. They'll come out 3rd and 9, 2 tight ends set. St. John, long throw over the middle. Timms, so he's got the grab and the first down.
Took a big hit from Stover after the catch, but able to hold on to it. St. John, 13 and 19 for only 72 yards right now. That shows you how short he's having to throw the ball right now.
Out to the 45-yard line are the Gators. 5:42 to play here in the half. St. John taking a shot, and he is picked off. TJ Keene was ready and waiting for it.
He was watching that route all the way down the field. Matthias St. John puts a lot of, he puts a lot of fire on that pass, but TJ Keene sees it and just plays it like a receiver, runs it very well, and that's the first interception. You can't afford to make those kind of mistakes against LSU.
Want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat. Drakeo, Malik Harris, Teddy Griffin, Parm, Anthony Stover, Jack Frost, Dalton Smith, Dylan LeBlanc, Rick, as Voodoo, otherwise known as Colt Youngblood, out here as well, and Coach Bernie joining us also. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in to us here to wrap up your Wednesday night with some CFSL action and a big game here in the SEC, with the LSU Tigers looking to take control of it. As gain of 4 on first down, gain of more on second down for Colt Youngblood.
Well, Colt Youngblood just looks like he's shot out of a cannon every time he takes off between the tackles like that. Takes a pretty strong shot there from one of the linebackers and still just, tumbles forward for an extra 4 or 5 yards.
Going to go right back to Colt. Colt bouncing around, gets the edge, finally dragged down. He'll get 9.
They're going to rev up this Colt Youngblood running machine here. It may be a problem because when this dude gets going, he's really hard to stop.
Well, he's averaging around 7.5 yards a carry right now. 2nd and a yard for this LSU offense. Gage makes an adjustment at the line. He'll look to throw. Pressure coming. Gage airing it out. There's Bernie on the near side, and he'll get it down to about the 20-yard line.
I like what LSU's doing with their play calling right here. Ride Colt, let him run it, let him run it. You want to rest him a minute? Throw a pass out into the flat. Throw a pass, something short and easy and pick up the first.
So 1st down and 10. Only the second trip here into the red zone as Gage forced to keep it, but he's hit hard by Wyatt King.
Wyatt King says hello, Gage Youngblood, when he comes up to the edge there. Wyatt King, Defensive Player of the Year nominee last year. We've talked about that. He's put up some crazy tackle numbers. He's been Defensive Player of the Week already once this year. And it's plays like that gets that guy's name mentioned a lot in these broadcasts.
King was an All-American last season. As a give here, Colt Youngblood back to the inside, breaks a tackle, down to the 1.
Well, Colt Youngblood is just, his vision, first of all, is very good, and Florida misses some tackles early that, they kind of dove at him instead of trying to wrap him up, and Colt knows exactly what to do with that. Takes it down about close to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1. Gage out of the gun, the give, Bernie, the touchdown.
Well, and that's, it's getting to be, when they get that close in, it's really kind of hard to stop them. Bernie does a good job of fighting his way in there, and that's going to give LSU a 14-point lead here with about 4 minutes left here in the second quarter.
On this Florida offense, you look at what they've done so far. They got a field goal. They got a field goal on their opening drive. Show promise. It's a 4-point game. This LSU offense just continue to find ways to move the ball. Now they've had their Florida defense has played pretty well. They've forced a couple of punts. The defense hasn't really been able to capitalize on it in the last drive with the interception by Matthias St. John. That's St. John's 8th on the season. As Jones trying to get a big return out to about the 35, and he gets back up before he was pushed back down by Matthias.
Personal foul.
It doesn't seem he's clipping on the play too. That was not a great return.
Well, maybe Ebby knew that hey, there's a flag thrown. Just go down, stay down, and don't wear yourself out for no point.
Maybe that was what he did.
I don't know. I'm spitballing here. Drive starting from their own 13. Quick throw, and Florida. Crisis averted.
Do not continue to throw at TJ Keene like that because Keene almost had his second pick, and if he'd have got that one, it would have been 6.
That would have been 6, and Florida would have really been in a tight spot. Would have been trailing by 21. Here's St. John. Pressure coming, finds Jones over the middle, but Jones couldn't find the football, it seemed.
It's starting to be just too many little errors here by the Florida offense. They've got chances to make catches, and they're dropping the ball. The interception by St. John, and they're kind of digging themselves a hole here.
St. John to throw, 3rd and 10, going short. Malik Harris lowers the shoulder. He'll get the first down.
And Malik Harris does a good job right there, and he knows he's going to have to fight through to pick up the first, does exactly that.
3:36 to play here in the half as 2 backs in the backfield. Jones and Smith offset. St. John has to throw it off his back foot to Smith, and Smith showing a little bob and weave out there as he picks up 9.
Well, does a good job. Knows he's going to have to kind of dance around to pick up some extra yards. Does exactly that. 2nd and 1 Florida.
Anthony Stover picking up his 5th tackle here on the night. 2 backs again in the backfield. Smith staying in. Play fake St. John again off his back foot over the middle. There's Malik Harris. Wrapped up pretty quickly by TJ Keene.
And again, another first down. Malik Harris does a good job of hauling that one in. Keeping this drive going. The Gators really, really need to put points up here before the half.
0-1 to play. 1st down and 10. St. John going to motion for Oliver Bond to come across. St. John going short, wanted Bond. Bond, no, wasn't looking for it.
Bond had no idea that ball was even coming. He never turned around and looked, and just a little bit of misdirection or misinformation there on that side.
St. John looking to throw, dancing to his right, comes back underneath, found Jones, but it's going to cost the Gators 3.
And it's that kind of thing right there. It's throwing it, leading too far to the where he can, because he had room to run up the field there, but instead they lose 3 yards.
So now 3rd and 13, 4 wide on the field here for the Gators. Jones to the right of St. John as he's going to take a shot deep over the middle. Leaping grab by Sidney Banks Jr.
Nice route run by Sidney Banks Jr. Better throw there by Matthias St. John. Sidney Banks gets in between the defenders in the zone coverage, has to lay out for it, but St. John puts it where no one else can get it, and it's 1st down Gators.
Out to the LSU 37-yard line. The Gators needing to make this drive count, trailing by 14 here in the late stages of the opening half as Jones got motion out of the backfield, and St. John nowhere to go. Got sacked. Dylan LeBlanc, his 2nd of the night and his 10th on the season.
Well, he gets to him again, and Dylan LeBlanc, he's a big part of this LSU defense. He's kind of the front line, if you want to look at it that way. He's he sets the tone there at the front.
The most sacks by a defensive tackle in the season is 11. LeBlanc now 1 away from that as he nearly tied that as they try to set the halfback screen. They find Jones. Jones will lose 3, though, courtesy of Ulrich Odenheim.
Okay, and they need less of this right here where they're throwing it underneath and they're throwing these screens and things like that. They need more of that, throwing the ball down the field. I understand it's a great secondary. I understand you've thrown an interception on the sideline, but you've got guys that can get open out here. You got to put them to use.
From the LSU 46, St. John dancing, threw it into double coverage, and it is knocked down 4th and 19.
Just trying to lose that one way too quick. He had a little bit of time there in the pocket, tried to get rid of it too fast, and throws a bad pass that could have ended up very bad. It could have ended up even worse for him, so Florida's got to punt again.
This punt hits inside the 5 and will bounce through to the end zone for a touchback, meaning 4 of their last 5 drives, the Florida Gators have been forced to punt. The one where they didn't was the interception to T.J. King. Yeah,
and the one before that was a field goal. That's about what they pulled off. That's about what they put together tonight on offense. And if you notice the graphic as it came up, LSU has 108 yards in the air, 105 on the ground tonight.
Been a very balanced offense, although they're going to air it out a little bit more here as they check it down. There's Colt Youngblood getting 9. LSU will burn a timeout. 1:37 to play, and the Tigers are really looking to make this a 3-score game going into the half.
Well, they've got time. They've got timeouts.
Gage looking, going to Colt on the wheel route, and Youngblood gets it out to the 41.
And I love it when Colt Youngblood is running that wheel route and he sees the cornerback coming up. He just lowers his head and says, if you can stop me, stop me. And the cornerback, he may get the worst of it, but he does get him down there.
1:25 to play. Gage, a rocket, and the pass caught by Eggers as he steps out of bounds.
Eggers does a good job holding on to that one. He doesn't have the defense so close that time, and he's able to haul the corner route in and get out of bounds with it.
Jordan Earth, the one in coverage, and the one who ultimately forced him out of bounds as they get out at about the 43-yard line here of Florida. Out of the gun, 3 wide here for LSU, and they're going to bring Fred Perry in motion. Gage to throw, going to take it and run, slips out of it on tackle, and then Wyatt King, you saw him reaching there trying to rip the ball out of his grasp, but Gage brought that second hand over to try to protect it.
Wow, that's not the first time that he's been tackled by Wyatt King. He knows exactly what Wyatt King's trying to do every time, so he's going to try to cover and protect that ball. But look at this right now. LSU outgaining Florida 2-1 in offense right now.
2nd and 11. Gage with time, swinging it out. Colt Youngblood yet again, but this time he's not going to get a whole lot. Only about 4 yards. LSU will burn their second time out.
All right, 3rd and 7. Florida's done a good job of here, forcing them into a longer 3rd down.
Pistol set. Gage looking. Standing tall, taking a shot. Over to the right side. Eggers, he stepped out of bounds.
I just delivered that one a little bit too late to Youngblood, but they're going to look at it.
We're going to take another look.
The previous play is under
They're going to
review.
see whether or not Eggers was able to keep a foot in. And it was close. That right toe.
It looks like the edge of the shoe's out right there, but this could go either way.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They're going to take that. They're going to call it a catch. And LSU down to the 21.
Well, and LSU 1st and 10 here. Again, threatening to make this a 3-score game.
Gage dancing, throw into the back of the end zone, and it was nearly picked off by Seti Blunt.
Seti Blunt has got to pull that down for the Florida Gators, because that's a momentum shifter right there if you can pick them off in the end zone.
Going to come back out. More wide. Gage steps up into the pocket. He'll go underneath, finding Colt Youngblood. Youngblood slips out of one, pushes his way forward. He'll get 9. 3rd and a yard here, and LSU going to go no huddle.
Try to have to hurry up, try to get this first.
Pistol set inside of 30 seconds. Gage dancing, puts it to the back of the end zone. Had Eggers, but he waited just a little too long to put it there.
Had him.
They're going to review it again.
Previous play is under review.
Eggers, 2 plays on this drive where they were taking another look at it, and that I would say is clearly out, right?
Yeah, he's in.
After review the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
What do I know?
I don't know. Apparently we can't see either. So,
forget the incompletion. Put 6 on the board for LSU, and the Tigers up by 21.
All right, and the refs here, I guess they saw they dragged that back foot, kept it in bounds, and that's why they gave it the touchdown. So Florida, they're in a 3-score hole right now.
And not a lot of time to play here at the end of this first half, as Middleton got horse-collared on his way out to the Steve Fellows second got horse-collared on his way out to 27. 20 seconds remain, 3 timeouts though for Florida, but they got to take shots downfield, something they have not done.
You got Timms and Harris. You got to do something with them.
St. John, quick throw. Smith coming out of the backfield. He'll get it out across the 40. Timeout called by the Gators.
All right, they get the first down. They go ahead and call the timeout, but they've still got a couple to burn here.
15 ticks of the clock remain here in the second quarter. St. John over the middle. Bentley Jones. Jones got another first down and another timeout called. 11 seconds remain.
And they've crossed the 50 here, but they're going to have to push the ball down the field at some point, David.
4 wide, the 2-by-2 set. St. John with the pressure coming, going over the middle again. St. John, another first down, 7 seconds remain. Florida, though, going no huddle, hurrying back to the line. St. John out of the gun, clock running now. Pressure, the shot down the right side. Pass caught, but down to the 2. No time remaining as Timms stopped short of the end zone, and Florida, a valiant effort at the end of the half, but they go in trailing by 21.
Well, it was a great, quick drive there by the Florida Gators. It just came up a little bit short. Would have liked to see St. John lead him a little further. The thing of it is right now is that Florida's defense hasn't played badly. They've only given up 21 points here in the first half. Their offense just can't get anything going. Now, when they were passing the ball there at the end of the second quarter, hey, it looked like they were getting something going. That's what I'd like to see more out of that offense. In the second half, I'd like to see them to air it out a little bit more. Use some of these deep threats that they've got, and they've also got to find some way to keep Matthias St. John upright, because he's been got to several times tonight by this LSU defense.
Well, Dylan LeBlanc has been a big part of that. Just he has been all season. You look at the 2 offenses; their passing numbers are similar, but the one real big difference right now, Matt, when you look down the board, the turnover to T.J. King, that 1 pick. But look at the rushing stats. Only 6 rushing yards for Florida to LSU's 104.
Well, LSU has just made Bentley Jones and Matthias St. John basically, public enemies number 1 and 2 in the run game. And they're, the only one we've really seen any have real success is Doc Smith. He's done a little bit.
Right.
But LSU doing a very good job keeping a cap on the run game.
2 really good defenses going at it. It's just right now LSU's offense is able to get a little bit more again, finding a little bit more traction as opposed to what Florida's offense is. And when you look at Florida's offense, coming in tonight, not great in the running game. They're ranked 20th, but they're great in the passing game, ranked 5th in the CFSL.
Yeah, I understand you got to run the ball to try to keep the defense honest, even if you're not being that successful with it. You got to try to get them to bite up, especially in the secondary like LSU's. You can't let these guys just sit back in coverage, because if you do, you're not going to sit back and pick them apart. I don't care who you are. So Florida, they had success throwing the ball there towards the end of the first half. I would like to see them get back to that.
They're going to start from their own 25-yard line as St. John. Quick throw, and he'll find Malik Harris past the first down marker.
Good start to the drive right there. Malik Harris runs out, gets in between the zone defenders, knows right where he needs to be at, keeps it in bounds long enough to pick up the first down.
8:56 here to play, and it is first down and 10 out to the 40. Bubble screen to the left, and a big hit dished out. City Banks Jr. only going to get a couple of yards.
Well, they try to spread the defense out this way. Try to get them a little horizontal. Try to get them, they try to guard the sidelines. Again, the problem is, it's a well-designed play. LSU is just so quick on defense that he cannot get any momentum going.
Second down and 8. Ball spot at the 42-yard line. St. John in the gun, trips to his right, 3-man rush this time, and they nearly got to him as St. John dropped it in for Malik Harris, who got a foot down.
Yeah, Malik Harris gets a foot down there on the, I'm glad, Florida, that was a nice pass and catch.
They put it out there. Now they're going to take another look at it. I don't know if Harris got the foot down, but it was sure close. We've had, what, 4 of these tonight?
So far, yes.
Which came down first, the left or the right?
I don't know. I'm not hazarding a guess at this point.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they will stand. They will give Malik Harris the completion. They'll pick up that yardage, and they'll get it down inside the LSU 40.
All right, so Florida, they got that one. They got that call to go their way. Now they're in business driving the football.
St. John off the snap. Quick throw over the middle. Bentley Jones fighting, but Brandon Stone's going to wrestle him down.
I'll tell you what, if St. John, he's got to find a way to get the mojo on this offense rolling a little bit here. And the way it works, it's worked for him all year long, is when he uses his arm and he starts swinging.
Gets it down to 32. 4-man rush. St. John scrambling, turns it over. Marcellus Burney was waiting in the flats, and Burney in a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him. LSU with the touchdown and an extra point away from going up 28.
Well, you just can't throw those little routes like that when they're in press coverage, and Marcellus Burney makes him pay for it. This is his senior season, man. This is the 4th year he's been doing this quarterback.
31-3 our score, 7:42 to play, and LSU, they're trying to take control of the SEC, and right now they appear to be in full control of this game.
Well, they just had this Florida offense bum puzzle all night long, and right now Matthias St. John throwing his second pick. This is an area where you can't be afraid to make more mistakes. You've got to keep trying to move the ball down the field here. He's a senior. He's been here before.
2 interceptions tonight for Matthias St. John. I'll go with a play fake, quick throw. Big hit on Stevens Fellows at second.
Yeah, that would be Brandon Stone would be the name of that truck. Him. The big middle linebacker comes up, just lowers the shoulder into him and flatbacks him.
Brandon Stone, is that the make and model of that Mac?
Yes, it's a Brandon Stone truck. It's a 2020.
Second down and 3. 4 wide here for the Gators. Trips top the screen. St. John, quick throw. Jones out of the backfield, trying to get it out to about the 40-yard line, and he will. He picks up 8.
All right, another first down for Florida. Again, their offenses look better here in the second half outside of that horrible pick 6, but they have looked better moving the ball down the field.
St. John, quick throw here as Timms will haul it in, and he'll get a couple of yards. And you got to think with the amount of time that Florida's offense spent on the field tonight, yes, it's wearing out the LSU defense, but it's giving LSU's offense a chance to recharge. It's also giving Florida's defense a chance to recharge a bit too.
A little bit, here's the thing is,
Cameron Boggs nearly got to St. John, but St. John shrugged him off and then takes off to get upfield and gets a couple of yards.
Well, that's a good job by Matthias St. John keeping his head on a swivel to be able to see the hit coming in, shake it off. Like I said, picks up a couple of yards, 3rd and 6.
Trips to the right. St. John looking to throw, dancing, airing it to the near side. Banks Jr.'s got the first down.
He gets that right at the sideline.
First down.
Are they? You're holding your breath. Are they going to review it?
They're going to.
They will.
The previous play is under review.
So we're going to take another look at this. Again, this is like the 5th time tonight, and that one, that's incomplete.
That's very incomplete. Wait, no, I tried to guess it again.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Well, we got one right this time.
I knew I was right the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you revoked your call.
I didn't revoke anything, Dave.
Oh, okay. Well, nonetheless, the pass incomplete. It's going to force a 4th down, and Florida forced to punt it away, and this punt fielded from his own 15-yard line. He's going to get it down to about the 25, and that means LSU is going to have an opportunity here with 6:16 to really open up this game wide.
Yeah, they do have a chance to here now. Florida's defense at this point, they got to kind of play mistake-free football.
Well, Colt Youngblood is playing about as mistake-free as you can get. He ran over Andrew Mock on his way to picking up 7.
Well, Mock does a good job getting there. He just doesn't break down. He's still a little too vertical, and Colt Youngblood sees him coming and just, get out of my way, young man.
2 backs in the backfield here. Play fake, and a pass way overthrown and into the Florida sideline. Almost looked more like he was just trying to throw it away. So 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 here for the for the Tigers. This Gator defense needs to get a stop.
Out of the gun, the give, Colt to the inside, and he's going to work it out to about the 41-yard line. He'll pick up 8.
Yeah, and again, this is what LSU has done. They're starting to wear the defense down.
Yeah.
And I expect to see more Colt Youngblood as this game goes on. Like I said, he's basically averaging 7 yards a carry.
Here they go to the halfback screen. It's just Gage Youngblood ran out of time to try to find Colt Youngblood. So he throws it away. 2nd and 10, 5:38 to play here.
It's a smart throw by Gage Youngblood there, realizing that he was never getting that thing off.
4 wide here. The give on the draw, and Colt Youngblood. Oh, he got back up. He was laying on the defender and then runs his way forward, gets a couple yards, even though it looked like it was going to be a loss of a couple yards.
Yeah, but he fell right. He fell on the defender right there, and it was just fortunate for Colt Youngblood. He was able to get up and get back going again.
He just got back up, and off he went as they set the halfback screen, and Bernie's going to work his way forward. He's only going to get 4. Brings up 4th down.
This is a good stop by the Florida Gator defense. Again, I'm just glad nobody threw that towards the sideline. We had to decide if it was in or out.
So LSU forced to punt it away on 4th and 4, and this punt fielded from the 11-yard line. Bentley Jones on the return. Good one. He's going to get it out about the 27, about the 32-yard line. And LSU, I think they're okay punting that, up by 28, considering we've never seen a 28-point comeback in the history of the league.
I'm sure they're fine with it here, but they better keep the defense playing well because we've seen how quick Florida can put points up.
Oh, tight throw, tight window, airtight coverage by Marcellus Kirby as St. John couldn't fit it into Jones.
Jones was right there, but it was just better coverage by Bernie. But that was you got to take those kind of gambles here and there.
Pressure coming. St. John checks it down. Timms tapped his toes and fell out of bounds, even though he had maybe a little bit of room there to try to turn upfield.
Yeah, I would like to see him run and catch that one and then try to turn it upfield.
Trip to the left. St. John dancing right, coming back to that side, and Malik Harris shrugging off a couple tackles. He'll get 9.
Well, speaking of the 1st down by the Florida Gators here, so they've got to. They just need to put one drive together to get some points on the board and try to field it from there.
From the 46-yard line, 4:10 to play. St. John looking, going short and to the left. Timms fighting, Ty Patton reaching for that 1st down, but just short.
Well, the first time we called his name tonight, but he picks up almost 10 right there. 2nd inches for the Gators.
First time we've called Patton's name, even though St. John has completed 33 of his 47 passes here tonight, as St. John underneath finding Malik Harris trying to set it down.
Malik Harris from a nice quick little hitch right there. Picks up the 1st, knows what they need.
Gets it out to the LSU 40. 1st and 10 here for the Gators. 2 backs in the backfield. St. John to throw. They'll check it down to the walk-on. And the 3rd string halfback, Alfonso Olsen. He's going to get a couple.
And they're starting to get tired on this Florida offense a little bit. We're starting to see some of the depth come into play here. St. John going to have to find guys to get the ball to.
Bot, the receiver in motion. As St. John, four-man rush, going over the middle. Pass is caught, tight window, but Tim's able to hold on to it.
Tim does a good job of hauling that one in and not letting the defense get to it first. 3rd and 2 for Florida here. These are going to be important drives.
From the 32-yard line of LSU, time is not really Florida's friend right now as Bentley Jones pushing forward. He'll get it down to the 21. He gets 11. He gets the first down. Almost 2.5 minutes ago here in the 3rd, and Florida's got to find a way to mount 28 points and keep LSU from adding.
Right now, we've seen teams score 28 points in a quarter before. You just got to have some things go your way.
Florida hoping they can get some things going their way here near the end of the 3rd, going into the 4th. As good little 6-yard pickup there on first down. Brings up 2nd and 4. Doc Smith out of the gun. St. John dancing, going to Smith, who checked in for Jones, and Smith. Good fight, gets it inside the 10, sets up first and goal.
Nice job of lowering the head and fighting his way through right there. Good job by Doc Smith to pick up the first for Florida.
So first and goal for wide. Bot, tight end in motion. St. John looking, throwing, pass nearly picked off this time by Brody Edward.
Brody Edward tried to jump that route. Just not able to get both hands on it, but got to feel pretty good about knocking that one down.
If Edward could have done that, I believe that would have been the first time in CFSL history that a defense saw all 3 of their corners record an interception. As St. John to the inside, gets it down to about the 5.
That's a good fight and run by St. John right there. Yeah, but you're correct, I think. That if Brody Edward could have pulled that off, that would have been a very interesting stat for this game.
Considering the fact that very few teams have had 3, star-level corners, it would have been the first time the team had all 3 recording interception in the same game. As St. John, nothing open, going to take it a run, throws out the stiff arm into the end zone for 6.
Good job by Matthias St. John. He doesn't see anything. He's trying to find someone, but LSU's coverage is just too tight. He just takes off. Brandon Stone in the way. He shrugs him off like he's not even there and fights his way into the end zone.
Minute and a half to play as Ammon, that extra point nearly got blocked, but he's able to put it through. And Florida now down by 21.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, so, if you want to mount a 28-point comeback, you got to start by scoring 7 points. Now, the next step, get a stop right here.
This kick fielded from his own goal line. Edwards going to get around to about the 31, so pretty good return here for LSU. Now, the Florida defense has stepped up a little bit, particularly here in the second half. After that first half where they nearly gave up 300 yards to the LSU offense, they're only giving up 21.
Well, they're playing a lot tighter because, honestly, they don't have any choice there.
Let's set the give. Colt right up the middle, and Youngblood not getting as much as he was earlier in this game. He still gets 5, which is pretty good here on first downs. Not the 7.5 that we saw earlier.
Well, they hang on to him pretty tight right there to keep him to a 5-yard gain.
Frazier the third, the one to make the stop. Florida showing blitz here on second down. Gage making an adjustment at the line. Wide receiver screen as Flores breaks out at 2 tackles and gets it out to the 43.
Well, Florida had 2 guys there. Flores does a good job of fighting his way off through both of them. Kind of uses one to screen the other one away.
Inside a minute to play here in the 3rd. Gage looking to throw. Quick pass over the middle. There's Flores again. Flores will get 4 and out to the 46.
Dominic Flores does a good job right there again, hauling it in, knowing that the contact is coming, able to hang on to the ball.
Actually going to take it up to 47 as Bernard Frazier the 3rd, his 7th tackle here on the night, 29th of the season. Give, though, to Colt Youngblood. Youngblood stiff-armed Mock and then gets a couple yards as he falls forward.
He does a decent enough job there, trying to fight his way, but Florida is not giving him much room to run here in the second half especially. 3rd and 5 here.
Pistol set, trips top the screen. Gage looking, pass over the middle, couldn't find Eggers, couldn't connect with Eggers. It was just really good defense there to knock that one out.
And that's what Florida needed. Get him off the field, get the ball back.
Back-to-back drives have ended in punts for the LSU Tigers as this punt is away and fielding it from zone 12. Bentley Jones on the return. Tiger over the sideline out to the 30, and that is where Florida will start the fourth quarter, trailing by 21, ball at their own 30, and looking them out the comeback. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. We'll be back in just a moment. Start of the fourth quarter. Tight end bot in motion. St. John out of the gun, going to look to throw. Pressure. He's going to find the tight end Oliver Bott, who slips out of one tackle, tucks that ball, works his way back to the inside, and gets 19 out to midfield.
Nice run after the catch by the big tight end. He's showing a little bit of elusiveness for a guy his size to pick up a bigger gain there. This LSU defense, you got to wonder, is fatigue starting to set in with them a little bit because they're not quite as quick and crisp in coverage as they are if they're in space as they were early in the game.
8:52 and counting to play here. As St. John out of the gun. Looking, going short. There's the tight end Oliver Bott again, and another first down despite the hit from Brandon Stone.
Yeah, Stone comes up and lays some wood on him. Anthony Stover also there ready to hit if he needed to, but picks up another first, and Florida is back across the 50 again.
8 tackles tonight for Stone as St. John, 342 yards through the air. He's going to add to that total here as Timms breaks a tackle and then forced out of bounds at the 24.
Ty Patton met with a 15-yard reception right there. They're playing soft coverage on him. He catches it, and if he can get a little momentum going, he's a strong enough receiver to at least fight off a tackle or two. Florida looking like a different team here in the second half a little bit offensively.
Excuse me, Ty Patton. Patton and Timms. Patton wears the number 17, Timms wears the number 19. It's easy to mix them up here.
Sure.
Out of the gun, St. John looks, throws, short pass is caught, and there's Levi Timms getting the first down.
Another first down. This is what if Florida had been doing this the entire game, we would probably be in a very different situation.
4 wide here, 8:04 to play. St. John looking, throwing this one short as Timms gets another 9 yards.
All right, gets him second and 1 right here. Florida's in business on offense.
Down by 3 scores, looking to cut into that, make it a 2-possession game. Now, the defense is playing well. They've been forcing, 2 punts out of LSU on their last couple of drives here. The defense is playing well. The offense now, it seems, are finally clicking as they're here inside the 10. Actually, inside the 5. Ball's not 4. As receiver in motion, St. John looking. Pressure into traffic, passes caught, and it's a touchdown for Levi Timms.
Levi Timms caught it in the end zone apparently, and then got pushed back out. But that cuts it to a 2-score game for us.
They're reviewing this one again to see whether or not he got into the end zone this time. And I gotta tell you, way short.
He looks like he's a little short on that one, but again, it was on. It was early in the series. It was on first down. If they don't get this, if this play does get reversed, you got to feel like that Florida's still in good shape here.
Timms caught it, but he caught it like a couple of yards short of the end zone.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They are going to reverse it. So it backs this drive up just a smidge. Rankle's really going to spot it just inside the 1 here as St. John being chased. LeBlanc's going to drop him back at the 11.
And at that point, I think you just got to throw it away. Dylan LeBlanc gets into the backfield so quickly, though. He's unblocked. Number 63 just watches him run by him. And Matthias St. John never has a chance to do anything.
So down goes Matthias St. John, and what looked like it could have been an easy touchdown. It's a much longer one here. They're actually going to spot St. John back at about the 7.
This is some pretty tough sledding here for the Gators.
It's 5 the 8. St. John to throw. Short throw. Jones fighting. Gets it back down to the 1. Gain of 6. 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal here. They fight their way down to the 2-yard line here. Florida really needs to punch this thing in.
From the 2. Give. Jones didn't get there.
Well, he tried to get there, but he just wasn't able to do it. Walt Flores comes in and cleans him up in the backfield, but Florida is undeterred. They're going for it.
4th and goal from the 2. 2 banks in the backfield. Bentley Jones isn't one of them. St. John, the pitch. Doc Smith can't get in either. Brandon Stone's going to drop him at the 4, and LSU will take over.
Well, at that point, there were more LSU defenders in the backfield than there were members of the Florida backfield. You had Anthony Stover. You had Brandon Stone. There were guys flying all over the place. Doc Smith, he got the pitch, but he had nowhere to go with it.
From the 5-yard line, goal line sent the give. Colt Youngblood hit hard by Wyatt King, as Youngblood's only going to get a yard.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's where he come up to King there and make the big hit. That's his 7th tackle. He's got 2 for a loss on the night, also in a sack. So, they're going to have to play steady, hard defense here. They're going to have to get a quick 3 and out.
2nd and 9 as Gage out of the gun. Draw play, Colt trying to get it outside, and he's going to lose a couple yards as Drew Bowman gets a tackle for a loss.
All right, and they're pushing it back farther and farther here, David. Now, we have seen stranger things, but LSU cannot really afford to get driven back too much further. We're in safety territory.
Pistol full house. Gage to throw with time over the middle, and it is dropped. Fred Perry could not pull it in. 4th and 11. Inside of 6 minutes to play. Now Florida, though, they're still trailing by 21, and that at this stage, inside of 6 minutes, time is starting to really become a factor.
Well, you got a short field in front of you right here. You got to look at what you got going for you here, not what you got going against you. Again, all you can do on this drive is put 7 on the board. This is that's how you get this started here, and then you can try to get you depend on your defense to get another big stop for you.
On the return, due to that short field that you mentioned, Matt, Florida will start from the LSU 34-yard line. But Dylan LeBlanc here tonight, 5 tackles. 5 tackles for a loss, giving him 19 on the season to go with his 3 sacks, matching the most that we've ever seen from a defensive tackle in a season. And there's still a lot of season to go.
And there sure is.
St. John out of the gun, quick throw over to the right, and a big hit on Levi Timms from Marcellus Burney.
Burney just he cocked and loaded and just fired on Levi Timms. He's trying to knock the ball loose. That's just a big hit by the cornerback there.
Burney laying out Timms as Florida gets it down at about the 25-yard line. Pistol set here for the Gators. St. John makes an adjustment at the line of scrimmage. He'll look to throw. Pressure. He'll tuck it and run. St. John sliding his way down to about the 13-yard line.
He sees the way that secondary is handing out hits right now and decides, I don't want any part of that. Slides up, but does pick up the first.
Ball spot at the 13 from the right hash. Trips to the left. St. John to throw. 3-man rush. Dancing. To the left side, leaping grab for Malik Harris at the 10. You're going to say he got it just inside for a gain of 4.
And again, it's a nice 4-yard gain for Florida, but they came up empty last time they got down this close. They're only 1 for 3 in the red zone on the night.
Set, St. John, 4-man rush. An extra as they flip it out for Jones. Jones who stopped behind the line of scrimmage thanks to the combined effort of Anthony Stover and Marcellus Burney.
Well, he's trying to find someone. He has to take his check down right there. He gives it to him with space to run, but this LSU defense closes really quickly. Like Stover and Burney getting there fast.
Burney, the All-American last season at corner in his time with the USC Trojans. Spent 3 seasons there before transferring over to LSU this season. As a halfback screen's not going to work. 4th and 7 for Florida.
4th and 7 here. You're down 21. I think you probably have to go for it, and they are going to do that.
You had to convert on 4th down. Ball spine at the 10. Trips to the left. St. John in the gun with Jones to his left. And it's a 4-man rush. St. John in trouble, and he is sacked back to the 20.
Just the coverage is too good. There are too many LSU defenders out there. He can't find anybody open, and then the pressure just gets to him. There's nowhere for him to go. Another great stand by the LSU defense here in the red zone.
Cameron Buggs and Dylan LeBlanc get the pressure and the sack. They're going to spot the ball at the 18-yard line. So LSU not quite as backed up as they were in the previous drive when they started from the 5-yard line as Eggers is tied in motion. Gage to throw. Quick throw. Finds Cosmos Woods coming over the middle, but he goes backwards, and it's going to cost him a yard.
Dude, this Florida defense is, they're playing as tough as I've seen anybody here in a 21-point game. They're not, they're trying to get their offense the ball back in good field position and all those kind of things, but the problem is that's 2 drives in a row where Florida had a chance to score, and they came away with nothing.
Well, LSU has not been able to do much offensively for the past few drives. 3 straight punts for them as the 2 defenses really standing up here. Is pressure coming. Gage standing tall, able to find the open. Flores on the left sideline. He'll get 25 out across the 40.
That'll cure what ails you on offense if you can find Flores that open out there. Catches it down the sideline, able to pick up 25 yards, a quarter of the field on one play. LSU all of a sudden, they've already at least flipped field position.
4:14 to play here in this one. Ball spawned at the 42. Has Gage in the gun, 3 wide. And they motion for Colt Youngblood, who gets a carry. Colt up the middle, the All-American tailback last season. He'll get 7 yards.
That put him right at 100 yards rushing on the night. I think that average it's about 6.3 per carry. That's a good productive night for anybody.
He's having a very efficient night here as Colt Youngblood, the over-under for him on the night, 139.5 rushing yards. Still a ways away from that prop bet as Youngblood's going to lose a yard.
Yeah, he lost one on that play. It's third down, and LSU is only 4 of 11 on third downs tonight. So they want to try to keep this drive going, get more clock off get more time off the clock.
Well, they check it down to the backup, Alan Young. Young's able to fall forward, getting the first down. And LSU keeping the drive alive.
LSU finding a way to keep it going. Now we're down below 3 minutes. They're going to take their time.
21 points. That is the lead right now as Bernie, the carry into the open field, pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
And now this run game is just kind of starting to gas the Florida defense. They played 3 or 4 series of just lights out defense. Yeah. You can only ask a team to do so much, though, and they did everything they could to keep Florida in this game. But the way things are looking right now, it's pretty much over with.
Down to the 28 now of Florida. Colt Youngblood back in the backfield as Gates going to keep it, and he gets stood up by Andrew Mott.
Mott does a good job getting into the backfield. They're not giving up. They're still trying to play good fundamental football. They do a good job of, forcing the loss there.
Time's going to wind all the way down to about 1.5 minutes. A really dire spot here for Florida as the Tigers. No secret what they're doing. They come out in the eye. They give it to Colt Youngblood. Youngblood stopped at about the 31. It's a loss of a yard, and Florida's not in a hurry to burn their timeout.
Florida's not going to take their timeout. They're waving the white flag pretty much, and you're down 3 scores this late. I don't blame them. Looking at it this way, though, you got to look and say that this defense played really well, especially in the second half. They ran into another really good defense, and their offense had a hard time getting going on.
So with the win here tonight, LSU will improve to 3-1 in conference, 4-1 in the season, meaning that they really take control of the top of the SEC as things stand currently.
Well, they absolutely do, and they're in a good spot so far. And LSU was a team that was kind of seemingly just a few points away in a lot of games. And last season, this season, they very much put things together.
Give here to Colt Youngblood. Youngblood's going to get a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 11 here for LSU.
And they're going to bring out the kick team here. Probably going to wind the clock down to nearly nothing and then try to tack 3 more on.
So time's really going to tick down. We'll take this time to give a chance to tell you about what's coming up to wrap up your Week 5. Tomorrow night it all kicks off with some more action, and some pretty big action at that as the Bowling Green State Falcons and the Ohio Bobcats go head-to-head in a very pivotal game that can very well decide the top of the MAC early on this season. Both tied for first place as in the MAC as this field goal is no good from Remy Boudreau.
Boudreau just pushes that one a little bit and pushes it too far to the right, not able to put it through, so it's going to stay a 21-point, looks like margin of victory here.
So going back to tomorrow night, after that MAC game, we've got Clemson on the road going into Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles, and then your night wraps up with the USC Trojans and the Michigan Wolverines going head-to-head as Florida goes short time expires, and LSU will walk out of the swamp victors for the first time against the Gators.
Well, you know, and you got to just take your hat off to LSU, especially the defense. You know, they had the big interceptions. They were, you know, they had the big plays all night long. Florida looked just a little bit snake bit on offense all night long, and their defense played lights out. Can't take anything away from the defense, but I'll tell you what, it's a very impressive performance by the Tigers tonight.
So that'll do it for us here on a Wednesday night. The LSU Tigers victors here in Gainesville. 31-10 the final score. Tomorrow night, Week 5 wraps up with the Bowling Green State Falcons taking on the Ohio Bobcats, followed by the Clemson Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles going head-to-head in Tallahassee, and then it all wraps up with USC Trojans and the Michigan Wolverines squaring off in the Big Ten to be your Thursday nightcap. For Matt, I'm David. You've been watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live, and we'll see you back tomorrow night to wrap up Week 5 in the CFSL. Have a good night, everybody.